to another episode of Inside Eastern Utah. I am your host, Scotty Draper, and I am here today with Rory Bradley. He is heading up Wellington Pioneer Days this year. He has been over the parade the past few years, and now they've roped him in, and he's pulling out the big guns this year for a lot of fun stuff. Thanks for joining us today, Rory.
Thanks, Scotty, for having me. I really appreciate it.
So we were speaking a bit before. You have been over the parade for a number of years. Can you kind of talk about how you got involved?
So, yeah, I mean, it started with my parents, actually, just my little bit of history. My mom and dad have been from Wellington their entire lives. My grandma was 96 before she passed away and lived in Wellington her entire life.
Wow.
Born and raised in Wellington and never left. So Wellington is just a part of our family, and we really love Wellington. So we like to help out whenever we can. And yeah, the city council had asked my parents to do the parade, and then after it kind of got passed down to me and my wife, and so we've been doing it. So yeah, we've probably been doing the parade, I'd say at least the last 10 years, but there have been a couple of people in between that had done it if we had other plans or whatever. But yeah, and then they decided this year that they just wanted somebody to head the whole thing and try to get a committee together to do it. And I volunteered to do it, so here we are.
You did too good of a job with the parade over the years.
I guess, yeah. So, yeah, but I'm super excited to do it. I like I said, I love Wellington. I've been there my entire life. I lived in Emery County when I started at the sheriff's office over there for about 2 years. But other than that, I've lived in Wellington, and I've built 2 houses in Wellington, and I'm planning on staying. So.
Runs in your veins then, right?
It does, yeah.
And Wellington has a rich history. You guys are actually celebrating 140 years.
140 years.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big celebration. I think you guys have a lot of fun things planned.
We do have a lot of fun things planned. Like I said, I'm super excited. We're bringing a couple of new things in this year that we haven't tried before. We're trying to get the everybody involved. You know, we got the bounce houses and stuff for the little kids, but we were like, how do we get the little bit older kids, you know? So the Fortnite dance-off, we come up with that. And
now tell me a bit about what that is. I mean, some people might not even know what Fortnite is. I have a husband that plays, I'll admit
I was going to say, I'm not really sure who doesn't know who Fortnite is, what Fortnite is. But
so Fortnite, it's a video game.
Right, yeah.
It's very popular right now. Now, what does a Fortnite dance-off, what does that mean?
So I mean, my kids play it. My son, my oldest, plays it like crazy, but I don't know if you've seen it, but they do dances, like the characters in the video game do all these dances. I think my son said there's 49 dances altogether. And they're just silly dances, like the Napoleon Dynamite dance is one of them, the worm and the floss and a few of those. But so I was like, how do I, like, Fortnite's so big right now, how do I get that involved? So I come up with the Fortnite dance off. So what it's gonna do, we're just gonna have age groups, and they're going to register. It's $3 to register per kid. We wanted to keep it cheap. And they're just going to we haven't come up with the time yet. We're going to see how many people get signed up. But, 60 seconds, 90 seconds to put on their best Fortnite dance. It's a combination of anything, all the dances, one dance, whatever they want to do. But and then there's going to be some judges there. It's really just for fun. But
is it mostly for kids then? So you're saying my husband can't
get in on
this?
So there's I think the age group is like 16 plus, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that'd be so cool. Like if I knew anything about it, I'd totally do it. But
you need to play with your kids a little bit and learn some
I know
moves.
some of the dances and stuff, but I don't have very good dance moves. But
so that'll be fun. And what night is that on? Friday or Saturday?
That's on Saturdays.
Okay.
So Friday night will be the dinner in the park, and that'll start at 4:30. And the Cowboy Club's doing it, and we just love the Cowboy Club. Glenn and Tammy are awesome, and their kid Lynn, I don't know if you follow Lynn Wells at all. She's like world famous chef all over everywhere. She's won competitions all over.
She has a lot of experience and she's been doing really well. And what are you guys serving up this year?
This year they're going to do a barbecue plate. So it's going to be like brisket, sausage, some chicken, and then they're going to do like a salad and their famous rolls. I don't know if you've been to Cowboy Club and had those big rolls.
The big old rolls.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be good, and it's $10 in advance, and you can get your tickets down at the Wellington City Hall. And if you show up at the dinner, it's $2 more, so it's $12 per plate for adults at the event.
But there's a lot of food on those
There's
plates.
a lot of food, and it's $8 a kid for a kid.
Perfect.
And a kid can have a plate too, and and it's really good. Like they're smoking the meat. I talked to Tammy the other day, and like I'm really excited about it. It's going to be good.
And that starts at 4:30 in the park, right? And they'll be serving until 6:30?
6:30, yep,
Okay.
2 hours, 4:30 to 6:30, and then the band will start. And I'm way excited about the band.
What band?
So it's called the Countdown Band.
Okay.
So they're out of Salt Lake, and they were voted KSL's #1 cover band in the whole state. Like you can get on YouTube and see them. They're so much fun. They do covers from, and it's all the popular songs that everybody knows.
Of course.
So the 70s, 80s, 90s, now, you know, just every bit of music. They have a light show, and they have smoke, and it's going to be fun. Like I hope that everybody will come out. It's free. Like.
Exactly, and they perform for quite a while. I mean, they go for...
Yeah, they're going to go for, they said they'll go between 2.5 and 3 hours, depending on how it goes and what they want to see. So, yeah, it's going to be, and they do requests there. So if you have a song you want to hear, they'll do it. And
awesome.
So come down and get out to the park and see the free concerts. You know,
yes.
I go to the Culture Connection, which is so cool in Price, and that place is packed. So
yeah.
I'd like to double that in Wellington.
Right.
And if you haven't been to the park, have you been to the park in Wellington or drove by? Oh, it's such a nice park.
It is.
It is so pretty.
There's a lot of room there. I mean, just bring your chairs down, bring your blankets.
Chairs, blankets, whatever. And the Mount Harmon cheerleaders are going to be there doing concessions that night to help them for their upcoming school year for the cheerleaders.
Fundraiser.
So they're going to be doing water pop, some treats and stuff. So they'll be there for the concert. So
great. Well, that takes us through Friday night. Now Saturday, you guys are going to start bright and early with breakfast, right?
Breakfast in the park. They do it every year. The Wellington Fire Department puts on a breakfast, and those guys come to feed.
Yes, they know how to cook.
I don't know if they know how to cook, but they
know how to eat, which means
no, it's pancakes, hash browns, sausage, orange juice, and there is so much food. I promise you will not leave hungry at all.
That is if you're even hungry after the nice meal from before, filled up on that.
Carrying on. So yeah, the fire department does a great job, and that benefits them. That all the money goes to the fire department, which it's a volunteer fire department, so you know everything helps for them, and they do a great job. So. And
that's in the park as well from 7 to 9. How much can people expect to pay?
You know what? I haven't seen the tickets this year. Sometimes it's different. I know that it's usually about $5 a person or $25 per family is usually what they've charged in the past. So I'm assuming that's what they'll do.
Great.
Usually what they'll do is like this next week coming up, they'll get on the fire trucks and they'll drive around with their sirens on and sell tickets to people in Wellington. And you don't have to be in Wellington. You can get a hold of us or anybody on the Wellington Fire Department, and they'll be more than happy to get tickets.
Fantastic. So. And can you show up the morning of looking for some food? Yep.
And I don't think the price changes even when you show up the day of. So like I said, come out, bring the kids, bring the family, just eat some breakfast. And it's really nice that time of morning. It's still cool, and it's not 1,000 degrees, so.
Perfect. And then that leads us into the parade is in the morning as well. That is going to start at 10, right?
10 a.m. and the lineup will be the same as it was last year. We'll start at 600 East Main in Wellington, and they have a route that I did last year. It's a great route, and the parade will start at 700 East Main. It's just on the east side of Single Stop.
Okay.
And then it'll run all the way down Main Street to City Hall. And our parade's awesome. We have tons of candy, like so much candy. Like they throw a lot of candy.
Well, that's the best part of the parade. That's why people go, right?
So yeah, the parade's fun, and we still need parade entries. Like it's campaign year this year. Get the candidates out there to get down there, and that's a great way to get everybody to see your name. I know one of the first years that Commissioner Hopes did his. He walked right down the sidewalks with them all, and same with Sheriff Wood. He done the exact same thing, and it does a lot. It meet and greet people right down the parade route, and it's awesome. So
of course, and that also during that you guys are gonna have the Grand Marshal. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. So Deloy and Betty Anderson are the Grand Marshals this year, and they've been around in Wellington a long time. They have family in Wellington. Deloy's into scouts big time. So he was always my scout leader, scout master, and he actually, I think he still does scout stuff, and he's 80-something years old.
Oh, fantastic.
And I don't have a lot of memories without those two in it when as a young kid. They were always around, and they're great people. I'm really excited for them to be the Grand Marshals. In fact, when I went over to tell them, Betty started to cry.
Aww.
Yeah, it was super sweet. Like, I'm excited for Betty and Deloy to be the Grand Marshals. So.
Well, that'll be fantastic. And now we're getting into a little bit of the new stuff. So there's going to be some new fun stuff on Saturday. There's going to be the usual. I mean, you guys will have stuff going on at the park, plenty of stuff for kids, vendors, everything. But walk us through some of this new stuff and how it came about.
So, like I said, it was, we were talking a little bit earlier about, it just happened every year, and it just happened. Like nobody, like it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. Like
all the pieces just, you got Wellington has been so used to doing
right,
it. Just all fell into place year after
and,
year.
So we got a hold of it, my wife and I, and we're like, how can we make it, better or funner or bigger or something?
Or drawing new people,
more
and stuff
people,
like
more
that.
vendors and stuff. So we started, thinking about this cornhole tournament. Cornhole's super huge, and if you haven't played cornhole, which you were just telling me earlier that you just played for the first time last week or whatever, but it's super fun, and there's a lot of, they have it on ESPN now. It's crazy.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be an Olympic sport.
It really is.
Soon.
And it's a $50,000 grand prize for this on ESPN.
Well, I need to brush up my skills if get playing.
It's crazy. Like they drop them in from all kinds of places.
Oh, geez.
Anyway, super fun. It's super relaxed. It's not a sport that's like, you have to have like crazy skills to play. You know what I mean? It's just super fun and
it's really relaxed. It's just more about the camaraderie and hanging out.
Yeah, just getting to visit with friends and hang out and play the cornhole game. So that'll be fun. And we're gonna limit it to 40 teams, and it's $20 a team, which is super cheap. Like everywhere else I've seen isn't as cheap as that. So it's $20 a team, and we're giving all the money back to the winners. Like we're not keeping any of it. So if we can get 40 teams, that's $800. The first place team's going to get $400.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and then $200 for second place, $100 for, or $250 for second, $100 for third, and $50 for fourth place. So we're going to give out some money, and that's it. And then horseshoes always in the park. They do a horseshoe tournament every year, and it's super fun too.
Are you guys playing cornhole in the park as well?
Yeah. So it'll be on the baseball field.
Okay.
Out in the outfield on the grass, and then the horseshoe pits back behind the baseball fields in Wellington, and then the Fortnite dance-off, that's going to be on the stage, and the stage in Wellington has just got put up a brand new roof on it. Like they're actually in the process of doing it now.
Yeah, we want to make sure they're right where everyone can see them while they're doing those awesome dance moves.
We've had tons of people message us on Facebook and stuff, so I really think that it's going to be like a big deal. Like kids are super excited about.
Oh, and it's going to be so fun for the spectators, for everyone that gets to watch.
Yeah, I put a video of my kids doing it on the Wellington Facebook page, and follow the Wellington Facebook. All the information's on there. Everything, I try to keep it updated always, but I had my kids on there, and it was hilarious. Like I had people messaging me like, we were laughing so hard because my nephew tried to do the worm, and he just pretty much laid there and kind of flopped around a little bit. So.
Kind of like a fish out of water.
it was fun. So I'm excited about that, and I think the kids are too. So yeah.
And speaking about fish, there's a fishing tournament. Talk about that a little bit.
There is. So a lot of people don't realize that we have a fish pond in Wellington, and it's the Night Ideal Pond. And it kind of sits out of the way a little bit, so I don't think people realize it's there. And Wellington City has done a ton of work, and the DWR, I'm sure, is involved in it. But they've done so much work. It is so nice down there. They've put in some decks out to the water. They've got a couple permanent canopies down there. It's just nice. And so I kind of wanted to promote that a little bit to get people down there. So we decided to do a fishing tournament, and it's super for fun. Jimmy is, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jukes. Oh, my word.
Jimmy.
I couldn't think of Jimmy's name. Thanks, Micah. But Jimmy, he's called me like 4 times, and he's like, I'm scoping it out. I'm going to win this thing. I'm like, all right, Jimmy, pump the brakes.
Calm down.
Like you're not winning like Lamborghini or anything. So it's just to get people out there. Scotty Powell and her husband are going to help with that, and they're giving away prizes down there.
Great.
There's gift certificates. I know they've got hats. They've got like gift certificates to Cold Stone, places like that. So they're going to do it just super fun. Like first person to catch a fish is going to win a prize. First girl to catch a fish, anybody over 60 to catch a fish. So just fun stuff like that. Yeah, just to get people down there. And they're going to give away prizes, and I think there might even be some concessions down there for people. So one thing I do want to point out that somebody did say that all rules still apply. So you need a fishing license if you're of the age. If you're under the age, then you don't need a fishing license. You could fish off your parents or a license holder. But yeah, make sure that if you come down, it's not a free fishing
Yes.
day. You have to still.
And do they have to bring their own equipment as well? Their
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.